Good morning and welcome back to CNET's live coverage of CES 2014. It is day 3 of the show. I'm Donald Bell, she's Bridget Carey, and this is Inside Scoop, our daily news roundup of everything you need to know for yesterday and today.
Yes.
Mostly we're still looking back. I mean, at day 3, really everything that needs to be announced has been announced, right? We're still just kind of scrambling to catch up all the little sleeper stories.
It gives us time without having all those big announcements to go test things out, get hands-on time with all the quirky products on the show floor.
Didn't do the analysis too. Sometimes it's just like a scatter shot of stuff being thrown at us for the first couple days, and then we actually kind of can tie the themes together. Some stuff that did happen yesterday of note, or at least the first thing that happened yesterday of note, was T-Mobile's announcement that not only are they breaking into AT&T's parties to see Macklemore, but they are also going to buy you out of your contract. If you want to leave your carrier to come to T-Mobile, they will erase the pain of breaking your contract.
Yeah, those early termination fees,
Right.
They'll give you the money for whatever it costs, up to $650, provided that you also turn in your old device as a trade-in.
You're probably sick of your old phone anyways, right? You're going to get new carrier, new phone.
Right.
And no pain in terms of the termination fees. Because I think that's always the kicker, is like when you're 6 months into your contract with like a Verizon or an AT&T, and you're like, this is killing me.
Or you learn about something new and you feel like you just can't even make the switch because it's not worth the cost, but they're being really edgy here.
This has got to hurt the other guys. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like T-Mobile's whole role, aside from being like the badasses of the carriers,
He always has a leather
is-
jacket,
is to just disrupt the whole. I mean, in terms of their whole prepayment for the way that you're buying your phone through T-Mobile by paying up front for it or breaking out the cost, so you're not locked into a contract with T-Mobile. But then also, just this being able to like actively poach the customers from other carriers to try to get them to come over to T-Mobile. I think it's smart.
John Ledger thinks he's Batman. He's always trying to be crazy and disruptive, and this is the year that they're going to see if it all pays out.
It'll be an interesting year. Okay. Also, we saw yesterday the Razer Project Christine. This is for gamers, for like PC gamers. This is a serious tower computer where everything is modular, right? You can swap out the drive, you can swap out the interface, you can swap out all the system, but they're like hot swappable, kind of like a what's that, like the hard drive storage systems where you can just kind of swap out the
So even if you don't know how to build your own PC, it's just kind of like stick the piece you want into the slot if you want to upgrade something or upgrade another piece of it. What's also interesting, it's all cooled by mineral oil. Like that's kind of like unique too. Now this is
a nice aroma. When
yeah,
it's heating up.
yeah. This is something that's a
Calming.
project that's not going to probably go out yet, but it'd be interesting to see if it goes to another level next CES. Because Razer does show us a lot of gaming projects every other year or so.
Yeah, I think Drobo is what I was thinking of, is that
Oh.
kind of the swappable drive deals that look cooler than maybe they really are. But it looks neat. I mean, it's for as little news as we get out of the tower PC space, it looks like a cool product. We also saw the Avagant Glyph. We saw a lot of wearable tech for your face
Oh,
at
everyone's-
CES.
yeah.
A lot of Google Glassian kind of
Everyone's trying to
spin-offs.
put some sort of glass thing on your face. And yeah, and this Avagant Glyph is kind of like a 2-in-1. It's a headset, but you take the headset down and put it as a visor, and suddenly you have a movie screen in front of you. And the screen's so good that it could even do 3D screen.
You wore this yesterday.
Yes, I
right?
did.
I came by the booth and I just saw Bridget sitting here with this on her face.
This massive thing, and I felt like
Scott Stein next to her just talking about it.
felt like I was at a
Yeah.
Star Trek. I would say that I was surprised at how crisp it was. I didn't feel like I was trying to focus really hard or go cross-eyed trying to see this, because in some iterations of this kind of technology, it gives you a headache. You're prone to get dizzy, and not this.
It also looks a little bulky. I mean,
was
the actual
very
fit
bulky.
on your head, if the headband's not at the top, there's like a smaller headband that kind of keeps it. It's kind of hidden in Scott Stein's hair in that
Now,
picture. But
yeah, when I had it on, I mean, I had to kind of hold it up. It wasn't exactly all tweaked to the size of my head, but I hope that they have a model that's a little smaller because it is a lot of tech just sitting on the bridge of your nose.
It's a lot of trust that people aren't going to like knock you over when you have that on your face. Right?
Yeah, I imagine you might want this when you're sitting on a plane for a while, a train, but yeah, I hope no one, like you can't see anything around you, so I hope no one like sneaks you off with your bag or something, but it's a lot of trust.
All right, we also saw an interesting hybrid laptop from Toshiba. A proof of concept may come to market, may not, but the cool thing about this guy was that aside from opening up and having a tablet like a touchscreen, it also had a detachable keyboard, so you could and that detached in such a way that when you flip the base underneath it, you can kind of have a separate keyboard. You almost have like
it has its own
PC
stand.
kind of experience, yeah.
We've seen a lot of these hybrids where it's part tablet, it's part laptop, whatever you want. Just unclip it, take it with you. Kind of started with like you see that in Surface and other products. Some that like a yoga that can fold in different ways. This one folds all the way, and also the tablet has a stand. So I think it's an interesting trend where people who are buying PCs right now don't know whether they want one or the other. They can have best of both worlds. And here's an example of when the tablet separates, you can still stand it up.
Yeah, I mean, what still remains to be seen is if people are going to still be buying PCs. I mean, it feels like, as innovative as this might be, this is still doesn't seem like this is the thing that's going to pick people's attention up from actually buying a new laptop this year. Like everything's been on the decline for this market.
Yeah.
As sexy as this product might be.
Well, it's because it's hoping to get that group of folks who go, I don't know if I want a tablet, but I don't want to get rid of the keyboard. It's hoping to target that.
So is every PC product that came out in 2013.
Yeah.
This one, for as great as it is, it's lacking a trackpad too. Like it has one of those little ThinkPad nubs in the middle.
No nubs. No,
yeah.
no,
You're not going back to the nub.
No, I can't go back to nubbins.
But yeah, maybe we'll see this. It's an interesting product. It's probably, for better or worse, maybe one of the more interesting laptops we saw from CES 2014. But I think that's speaking a lot about where PCs are right now at the show.
Yeah, not exactly a lot of big jumps in differentiation points.
Speaking of hybrids, here's an interesting one I don't think I've ever seen before.
This is a very unique product.
Mobile hotspot from ZTE.
And it's also a projector.
Also a projector.
And it's also a battery charger.
Also a tablet.
And also, yeah, a 4-screen Android portable tablet. 4-screen, I mean.
ZTE, I mean, their phones, when we hear about them, they're usually the middle of the road kind of phones. They kind of hit every carrier for like a mid-range model. But you don't see a lot of quirky stuff out of this company. This one looks interesting.
This is very innovative. So it's about a 5 by 5 inch box, very lightweight. And once you pop a SIM card in it, so you're going to need your own data plan for it, it can be its own hotspot for up to 8 devices. And then because it's Android inside, you can put any Android app in it, whether it's Netflix or anything you would do on an Android device, like your PowerPoint presentation, and then just display mirrored exactly what's on that screen onto the wall. So you have families on a trip, you can do video that way, but also for work, kind of like the work play aspect.
Yeah.
It even has an HDMI port, so if you don't have a television for your Xbox, you can plug it in there and display your game that way.
It's the use cases I still don't buy yet, but like it's one of those products where I feel like the whole thing was like, we can make this product now, we couldn't make it before. I don't know if anyone needs it, but isn't it cool that we can make it? And I'm behind it. I would like to play around with it.
You don't have to carry so many things around with you if you're a business traveler. That's the sweet spot.
Yeah, it's not a projector though. It's like
well, actually, it gets up to 120 inches. I mean, we didn't get to see it in the small room.
I feel like it's the projector you would have to like show a movie inside of a tent while you're camping, like that kind of thing, like for a kid. But interesting product. And ZTE not usually one to come out with things that are exorbitantly expensive. So if it does come out, probably something you could actually afford.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right. That'll do it for today's Inside Scoop. Thanks, Bridget, because you were not going to be joining me tomorrow, right? You're getting out of here.
I'm going back.
I'll be back tomorrow. Last day of CES, joined by UK editor Jason Jenkins. And there's a whole lot more coming your way today at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Brian Cooley and I will be here for the last of our CES in-depth shows, and it will be the final word on the most important trends and products from CES 2014. We'll see you then.